Hello and welcome to my channel, On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And today let's find out what's on the hook. Lots on the hook, but first I want to ask you how you're doing. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're doing great. I hope you had a great weekend. I always have a great weekend, so I can't complain. I went to another city and watched one of my grandsons play basketball, so that was a fun day. We had a great time. Then full day yesterday doing church things, and then today is my video day, and I'm just glad to be here with you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you all for my new subscribers. Lots and lots of you. So appreciative of that, and for everyone's comments and suggestions in the comment section. I hope you'll also read the description box down below. First of all, you can sign up to be in the community, which is the On the Hook community. You get a free pattern when you sign up. You'll also get any free patterns that I send out. And it doesn't cost you a thing. It's free, so you can do that. And then you will get an email when I release a new pattern. I don't jam up your email box with emails, so don't worry about that. So sign up for that if you want to, down in the description box. Also in the description box, every single video, I actually type in a lot of information in the description box, and some of you probably do read it. Anything I talk about in my videos, if there's a link, I try to put it down in the description box. So check that out if you're interested in a yarn that I talk about. I'm not sponsored by anybody except Crochet Surprise, and you'll know that because I will disclose that. But anytime I mention a yarn, I'm not sponsored. I am sponsoring myself though. That's why I have an Etsy shop. And if I mention a pattern, I will put the link down in the description box for that as well. So let's move on. Let's talk about some crochet things today. First of all, I want to talk about what I'm wearing. I want to talk about an article that I made and showed last week, a garment, and I wanted to talk about what I did to that garment to improve it, to make it look a little bit better. I have some progress on Lucy Cardigan. That's coming up as well, and Crystal's going to help me with that. She's going to help me twice today, actually, so I appreciate her. I'll have some progress on some whips, and then we will do our giveaway and the one for next week. And also at the end of the video, I have another video from Jo at Jo for Totes, who makes beautiful custom project bags, and she will be with us to show us her brand new custom project bags that she finished this week. So stay tuned for that. First of all, what I'm wearing the Cobblestone, and this I designed last year. This is what it looks like on my Etsy shop. It's the same sweater that's in the pattern right here, but it's a long pattern too. This one is 16 pages long, but it's worth every page. I talk about things that are really important, and there's plenty of room for notes that you can write to yourself if you want to for the next time you make this sweater. I really like the sweater. I made it from City Tweed. City Tweed is a brand of Knit Picks yarn, and I'll put a link to it down there. This is the worsted size. This is the DK size. I don't have any worsted right now. I don't think I have any of this left, but this is called Lemon Curd. That's the color of it. I think they still have the same colors out there, but it's the City Tweed in the worsted weight, and it's a nice heavy sweater. And because it was kind of heavy, I used a lot of design element in it, mostly just putting a few holes in it. It's a very warm sweater. I've enjoyed wearing it. I've worn it a couple of winters now, and it's a very toasty sweater. I just wear a turtleneck knit shirt underneath it. The sleeves are long, and they are a bell shape, almost a bell shape, just a little bit of a bell at the bottom. I did a design element at the bottom to match the sweater itself. And I'll stand up and let you see what this looks like. Standing up here so you can see how this looks on me. This is a below the hip length sweater. This is one of my longer sweaters that I made last year. I like it because it fits me. It's not too much. There's not too much ease in this sweater. There might be 4 inches of ease around the hips. I can only grab about an inch here, so it's an inch on the front back, inch on the front back. That means 4 inches of ease, and I really like the way it fits. It hugs my body, but it's not too tight. It's really very comfortable. The design element goes all the way up the front from bottom to top, and I also repeated it on the sleeves. So the sleeves are a little bit of a bell shape. I'll hold my arms out so you can see that. the design elements repeated once at each sleeve end, at each sleeve hem, and then I'll show you the back of it. It has the design on the back as well. Now that's optional. You can make the back just plain if you want to and just put the design on the front. I chose to put it on both sides. I think it is a beautiful effect when you turn around and you see that gorgeous design element on the back. It's not hard to do, but it looks very complicated, and it's beautiful. When you look at it, it gives the sweater so much more interest than just a plain sweater. Not that I don't like plain sweaters, but this is one of my favorite patterns that I created last year. So if you want to take a look at it, you can go down to the description box, click the link, and you can go out to the Etsy shop and see more photos of it up close and some different poses that I did. I actually had a photographer come over and take pictures of me in this particular sweater. So go out and check the Etsy shop. You can take a look at it there. Last week I talked about a book that I had ordered from Annie's Crochet. It came in on the front of the catalog, and it was by Glenda Winkleman. Glenda is the, of course, creative grandma. She has her own YouTube channel. I'm sure a lot of you watch her. She's got great tutorials in there. And this is a book that she produced with several patterns of towel topper. These just fit over your oven handle right there, and she's got them over something else, but you can fit them over your oven handle. They have Velcro on the back. You just touch the Velcro and it'll stay on your oven handle. Very cute, and they're made like little girls' dresses, all 4 designs, and actually there are 5 designs. I'm looking at them right now on the back of this, but they also come with a matching pot holder and a dishcloth. This is the gallery look at what's in the book. There are 2 easy patterns, and that's one right there, and I think this is the other one right there. And then the other patterns are an intermediate level, and that doesn't mean that they're hard to make. It just means that you have to read a little bit more carefully and have a little bit of experience crocheting. But these are the patterns that are in the book. I absolutely love these. I love that black and white. That is so pretty, and pretty in any kitchen pretty much. But this would be a great gift to give to someone, a towel topper and a pot holder and a dishcloth to match. What a beautiful gift that would be. Or make yourself one. You can do that. But you can obviously use the colors in your kitchen and whip one of these up, and it's a conversation starter. I think they're so cute. I really like these. Glenda, you did a great job, and if you want a link to this particular book, I will put one in the description box. Not sponsored, but I just love the book. Now on to some whip projects. I've actually finished a sweater. It's called the bulky winter stripes, and that's this right here. I haven't finished the pattern. It's not a very good picture, but I haven't finished writing the pattern. I'm going to write. It's like an auxiliary pattern for those who already have the winter stripes pattern, and I'm in this particular pattern talking about how to do it in a bulky size weight yarn. And what I did was I made a bulky size winter stripes with no sleeves, and the sleeves were capped. I didn't like the way the caps looked. I wore it a couple of times without putting any kind of a trim around the cap sleeve. I might have done 1 row or something, but I really didn't do much with the cap, so it was a little bit too big up here at the top. I didn't like it. So Crystal's going to come over and help me show you what I did with this particular sweater. She's also modeling something else underneath it, but here we go. Let's put this back up here. This is the bulky stripes. I made this with shimmery yarn. This is by Lion brand, not available anymore, but really love it. It's beautiful self-striping yarn, and I used about 2.5 cakes of that. I said 1.5, I meant 2.5. That's quite a difference. But I bought 3, and I actually bought 4, but I didn't use the 4th one at all, and I used about 2/3 of the 3rd cake, so I needed 2 1/3 cakes or something like that to make this particular winter stripes pattern with the cap sleeves. Now what I did with this, the sleeves ended right about here when I finished the sweater, and I just left them there. I thought they were cutie and all that, and I wore it a couple times. I didn't really like the puffy sleeve effect that it gave. So what I did was I I went around it another 5 times, another 5 times, and I'll put that in the pattern. It's a little more complicated than just, you know, taking in a couple of stitches. I actually took them in all the way around a couple of times, and I think it turned out nicely. I wore it yesterday to church, and it looked much better with my black skirt than the puffy sleeve look I had. I also wore it with a black turtleneck, similar to this one. So it turned out really nice. I like it much, much better. The only thing other than that I would change would be that I would add some rows at the bottom with a smaller hook. I think I made this with an L hook. I would take a K hook, make a few more rows down here at the bottom, and that would pull it in just a little bit at the very bottom. That's not totally necessary, but that's what I decided to do. So I might do that in the future. I don't know, but I will write that into the pattern. And so if you want to do that, you can work on the bottom of your sweater, and it won't be so loose at the bottom. Not that that looked bad, but it bothered me just a little bit. So I might do something with that. Now, this is the Lucy cardigan. Now you can see I'm not finished with it yet. Almost. I have done the sleeves. They turned out great. Look how nicely those were decreased down here. At the end of it, I did a cuff with just single crochet rows. Look how pretty that turned out. Let me get it up there where you can see it. This is what the sleeve looks like. And then the cuff starts right there. And it fits my wrist just nicely, but I can get it over my hand easily. So that's the size that I wanted to do. And also, it stretches very well. Look at that. It stretches about like a rib on a knit sweater. I don't know how that happened, except that maybe all those rows of single crochet, that could be that maybe that's the way they behave when you're using this particular yarn. Now, I'll talk about the yarn in a second, but I wanted to show you what I did with the trim. I trimmed around with some black basic stitch yarn. This is by, I think it's, I cannot find the label for this. This is basic stitch yarn. It's just a very basic yarn, and I'll put a link to it down in the description. I could have used Red Heart Super Saver, for that matter, for the trim, because I'm not using a whole lot of trim, but I did put just one row around the neck in black. I'm trying to accent it in black. I'm not going to put black on the sleeves. That's too matchy-matchy. I'm just going to do the around the neck and down the front, and I'm going to do several rows like this down the front. Now I had to modify the top so that it would lay down. That's what I wanted. It didn't lay down at first. It just kind of flipped up, and I didn't like the way it looked. The whole thing flipped over like a lapel, which I may be able to use it like that. I don't know, but I probably won't put buttons on this, but you could certainly do that. I just don't like buttons on a cardigan, a sweater cardigan, not much at all, but you could certainly put them on here. And a way you could do that is to add a small chain where you place your buttons, and just put the chain outside the trim band right here. You can add the chain right along the edge, and then sew your buttons on this side and just pull that chain over the button. You could do that. It would be very easy. That way you wouldn't have to space your buttons on here using holes. That is a little more difficult than just adding a chain where you want the button to be. After you're finished with it, you try it on, you see where you want your buttons to be. So I've only done one row here, as you can see, but I'll be adding 3 more rows. So I'm using 4 rows of trim on the front. I'm also trimming around the bottom, and let me show you that. This is what it looks like around the bottom. It's just 1 row, just like it was around the neck. I'm using that as to pull those design elements together, and I'm using a wide band in the front. So that's what it looks like with the long sleeves. It fits very nicely. It also has a really nice stretch to it. When you crochet top down and use a big enough hook, then the sweater has plenty of give in it. Let's see if I can show you that trim down here. There it is, right at the bottom. Turned out really nice. Now, one thing you have to do with this, if you're using a contrast trim that's very dark, like black or navy blue or dark green, something like that, what I did first was I went around the entire edge of the cardigan, all the way around the neck, the bottom, and the fronts with the neutral ombre, which was the basic yarn that I was using. It's Mary Maxim Best Value, not sponsored, but it is a really nice yarn. It's very stretchy. It feels good on. It's very, very soft. I really like it. I like it even more as I use it, and I'm glad I bought the spring ombre as well to make something for spring, maybe even a little short sleeve cardigan or something like that to wear with a tank top under it for spring. That may be what I do with that. This is more of a winter look, so I went with the black trim, and I hope you like it. I really like the way it looks. I'm going to enjoy wearing it. I wore it around a little bit yesterday just with the half-done trim on it, just to see how it felt with the sleeves and everything. And it is really nice. It's made, of course, top down, and then you continue on with the body, then you add the sleeves and the trim. So again, this is a very comfortable cardigan, and I'll be releasing this pattern in the next week or so. It's not ready yet. I have a lot that I want to say in the pattern. There's some decorative rows on here that you can't see because of the type of yarn that I use. But if you use a solid yarn, then you can show off those decorative stitches, and you can also use a lighter color for your trim. I could have used a cream color for this and it would have been really pretty for spring, but I had black and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use that black and trim it up because I'll wear it with jeans and probably with a black shirt under it of some sort. So I thought that might look really, really nice. So just wanted to show you the progress I've made on this. It's been a labor of love. It's been different and I've enjoyed doing it, but I also want to tell you how to do it. So I've written the pattern. I haven't finished it yet, so I will finish that up in the next week or so. Last week I showed you a photograph from a subscriber, very dear lady, and I had the exact yarn in my stash. I had received 2 hanks like she did, and then we both bought a sweater quantity. She made a winter stripes pattern and it was so pretty. I went to my stash and I started one. So I couldn't resist. It looks so beautiful in her photograph. But this is how far I've gotten on that. I have most of the yoke made. I'm not quite there yet. Here's how it will look. I made the neck a little bit smaller, so it's getting up there, but it does go over my head. I tried it on, and this is what it looks like. And I'll probably do, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 more rows till I get it to this point, and then I will connect the yoke together to make the armholes. So that's what it looks like made up. It's beautiful. It's a tweed, and the color is spiced cranberry. Very, very beautiful. Very beautiful yarn. And I'll put a link to it down in the description box if you're interested in finding this particular yarn. I don't know if they have any left, but it was from KnitCrate, and the brand is Vita Lana, and the color is spiced cranberry. Another whip that I have on the hook is this. This is another little sweater. I'm going to probably just wear this like a vest. This is a yarn by Mary Maxim. It's called Marvelous Chunky. Marvelous Chunky. It is very, very soft, but it's a stiff. It's not a stiff yarn, but it is when you use a smaller hook. And I'm using an L hook on this. I probably should have used an MN because it would have loosened it up a little bit, but I didn't. And so this is where I am on it. I have about 3 inches down under the arm right here. I have that right there. So it won't take me long to finish this. I will not be putting sleeves in it because it's too stiff, but it's going to be cute. I can wear it over a tank, or I can wear it over a turtleneck, a white shirt, anything like that, and it'd be cute with jeans, and it gives you a little bit of warmth here on your core. So that's why I'm whipping this up. I like the yarn. I thought the yarn was beautiful, and it's really pretty when you crochet it. Look at that. It's just really pretty. I like it. But I couldn't make a big sweater out of it because it's just too bulky. And it's a Marvelous Chunky, which is let's see what size it is, size 5. And this is what the label looks like. It's Mary Maxim, Marvelous Chunky. Her yarns are very, very nice. It doesn't split. It's very, very soft. But it is a big yarn. And you can make a purse out of this. That would be so cute. It would be cute to make a purse out of that. But I'm going to make a little vest out of it, and I'm fine with it. I've already started it, and I'll probably finish that maybe this week or next, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, let's talk about giveaways. Last week we talked about 2 giveaways that I'm going to give away today, and it'll be fun because this is such fun yarn. This is Scarfy yarn. This is Scarfy yarn, and it's the color denim. I really like it. It's a size 5, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's 5 bulky, and I made my weekender with this. I made one weekender. I made the other weekender out of a size 4 yarn, but this is a bulky weight yarn that you can make the weekender out of, and there should be enough on here. There are 3 skeins of Scarfy, and there are 312 yards on each skein. That's almost 1,000 yards, and it's a bulky weight, so there's plenty of yarn on here to make a weekender. Now, my blue weekender that I made out of the Scarfy yarn, just like this, was a shorter version of the weekender. It was just below my hip. Very versatile little jacket. Is kind of, actually it's kind of warm, and I'm looking to see on here what this is made from. I believe it's acrylic. It is 78% acrylic and 22% wool, so that's why it's warm. I never even thought about that, or maybe I did know that, but I'm giving away the pattern for the weekender and 3 skeins of Scarfy yarn. That's our first giveaway that we're having today. And the second giveaway, of course, is Crochet Surprise. This is Crochet Surprise, a monthly subscription that I'm sponsored by. They send me one every month, and I send it away to a lucky subscriber, and I pay for the postage. So I have a little skin in the game there, but I do love Crochet Surprise. I had it for about a year on my own, and I really loved it. I made all the projects, and it was fun. But right now they're sending me a free box, so I'm giving that away to a very lucky subscriber. This month is the comfy slippers. Let me get this up here where you can see it. It's the comfy slippers right there. And with this yarn, and the Bernat Softy Chunky is what we're using on this one. Let me get that label up there so you can see it. Bernat Softy Chunky. And there are 2 colors. One is this light blue and one is the gray. So you can make 2 women's slippers out of that, or you can make a man and a woman's slippers, but not 2 men's slippers. So there's about that much yarn, but you know you can go right over to Joann's and buy this Bernat Softy Chunky. It's easily found, and you can buy that if you want to make more of the slippers. Just use the slipper pattern. Also in here is a bag of Tranquility tea. This loose tea, very, very nice. It's green tea this month. So that's what comes in the box as well. So let's talk about who's going to win these gifts. And let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who it is. Okay, our first gift is going to be the weekender pattern along with 3 skeins of Scarfy yarn, and let's find out how many people signed up for the keyword was weekend. So we had 337 people sign up for that. Awesome, thank you for participating. Let's go over here and find out who wins the Scarfy yarn. Look, I've got wires everywhere. What a mess, just excuse me for that. There we go. Scarfy yarn and the weekender pattern, and that goes to Kathy Miller. Congratulations, Kathy. And let's see if you've got the word weekend right there in your comments. So Kathy Miller, you are the winner of the Scarfy yarn and the weekender pattern. Okay, so let's find out who's going to win the Crochet Surprise. And the keyword there was slipper. So I'm going to type that in there, slipper, and we'll find out how many people commented with that particular word. And there were 272 people. Let's go over here and find out who wins the Crochet Surprise slipper pattern and yarn. And that is Megan Gosiak. Megan Gosiak. And her word slipper is right there. So Megan, you have won the slipper pattern and the slipper yarn from Crochet Surprise. Congratulations.
Hi, it's Jo with Jo for Totes, and today I have 2 bags to show you, and I hope this video turns out okay. Jeannie and I had a big conversation the other day about the videos and how my voice, and sometimes even her voice, is kind of behind the actual video. So I'm doing this on my phone today instead of my computer, and Jeannie's doing some adjustments on her part. So we're hoping that this kind of solves the problem, and that the voices and the lips will match. So today I have a bag. First one I'm going to show you is for Patricia, and she lives in Denver, Colorado, and she's a Star Wars fan. So she found this fabric at the Joann and sent a picture of it to me, and I went to my Joann store here and bought it and made this this bag for her, and it turned out so cute. In fact, both of these bags today I consider very cute bags. I'll show you the medallion on hers and the print for this little the little child or kid or whatever they call them. She has pockets on both sides of the bag. I'm adjusting to this close up, and she has a stitch on the handles the same color as this little child. And then on the inside she has pockets on either side, her stitch markers, and then she has a snap closure for her bag. So her bag is very nice. I think she'll really enjoy it. She knows what it looks like already because of the fabric choice that she chose. So this is going off to Patricia. The next bag I have is for Robina, and she has been, as everybody has been lately, very patient. She's from Union Grove, Alabama, so that's not too far from me, and she's a beachy person like me. So she wanted a bag that had a beachy theme. So we found this flip-flop bag, fabric, excuse me, and I had some coordinating fabric that I used. This one we decided looked kind of like waves, so that went well with the flip-flops, and her medallion turned out very pretty. I'm really not sure about the focus on that, but I think that will get it. She has multicolored yarn on her handles, and on the inside she has just one pouch on one side, and of course she has some stitch markers and no top closure, so she's just got really easy access to her bag. So let me back up a little bit and show it to you. Just thought it turned out very, very pretty. And working on another bag right now that I hope to finish in the next few days, and it's very special because the customer does not know what's coming. I mean, she knows a bag is coming, but she didn't pick out the fabric. She wanted me to do all that, so I have done it. So when she gets it, it'll be a big surprise, and I'll let her know before I show it in video. I'll send her a spoiler alert so she'll know not to watch if she wants to be surprised when she opens up the bag. So this is Jo, and until I see you the next time on another video, I hope you have a great week. Bye.
Jo, thank you so much for that video. I appreciate it. I know my viewers and subscribers love to watch you describe your custom project bags. So I'm going to sign off. That's about it for today, and I will see you again on Thursday. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and join me next time to find out what's on the hook.